Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today. The topic is instructions and writing, and I hope you find it both interesting and useful. In this session, we'll explore key principles of clear instructions and effective writing techniques. We'll cover best practices, common pitfalls, and practical tips to improve your communication skills. Let's get started. Today, I want to give you an overview of imperative instructions. This part of our presentation is all about understanding what imperative verbs are and how they function in giving commands or directions. We'll explore the key characteristics that make imperatives unique and essential in communication. Recognizing these instructions is crucial because they help us understand how to follow or give clear, direct commands in everyday situations. Throughout this section, we'll connect these ideas to the broader theme of effective communication, emphasizing how mastering imperative instructions can improve clarity and efficiency in our interactions. All right, let's dive into the concept of imperative verbs. Now, do you remember what an imperative verb is? Can you help us recall? Essentially, imperative verbs are the verbs that give commands, make requests, or offer instructions. They're the words that tell someone what to do. For example, words like stop, listen, or write are all imperative verbs. These verbs are important because they help us communicate clearly and directly. Throughout this presentation, we'll see how imperative verbs play a crucial role in giving instructions and making our language more effective. So, understanding these verbs is key to mastering how to give clear directions and engage our audience properly. Now, let's look at some examples of how we use imperative instructions. First, we have the sentence, "You should not smoke." This is a polite way of telling someone not to smoke. However, in real life, we often use more direct commands. For example, the imperative instruction, "Don't smoke here," is a clear and straightforward way to tell someone not to smoke in a specific place. It's concise and to the point, which makes it effective for giving instructions or orders. Next, we have the sentence, "You must not run." This is a strong prohibition, emphasizing that running is not allowed. And again, the imperative instruction, "Don't run," is a simple, direct command. The key idea here is that imperative instructions are used to give clear, direct commands or prohibitions. They're essential in situations where clarity and immediacy are important, such as safety signs or rules. As we continue with this presentation, remember how these examples connect to our overall theme of understanding and using the imperative form effectively in different contexts. Let's talk about the overview of imperative instructions. These instructions are usually written using the imperative verb, which is a key point. The imperative is formed simply by using the base form of the verb, so no to and no extra words before the verb. For example, instead of saying, "You need to turn left at the post office," you just say, "Turn left at the post office." Notice how it's direct and to the point. Another important aspect is that these instructions don't specify who should follow them. They're just commands or directions that anyone can understand and act on. This makes them very clear and straightforward, especially in manuals, signs, or guidelines where clarity is essential. Understanding this structure helps us see how imperative instructions are effective in communication, because they cut straight to the action without extra details. This ties into the overall theme of clear, concise communication, making instructions easy to follow without confusion. In this slide, we see some examples of sentences and their corresponding imperative instructions. For example, the sentence, "You must go home," is a statement, but when we give a direct command, it becomes "go home." Similarly, "You must do your homework" turns into "do your homework." These examples highlight how we can transform a regular sentence into an imperative instruction, which is often used to give clear, direct commands. This process is important because it shows how language can be used to make instructions more straightforward and actionable. The key point here is that imperative instructions are concise and focused, making them effective for guiding actions. Remember, these instructions are connected to the overall theme of communication, how to clearly and efficiently tell someone what to do. So, whether you're giving directions or making requests, understanding how to use the imperative form is essential for effective communication. Now, let's talk about the characteristics of imperatives. First, imperatives are typically written as a list, which makes them clear and easy to follow. It's important to note that they should never be used in formal writing, such as in a letter to your teacher or a professional document. Instead, imperatives are most useful in instructions or commands. For example, when you're following a recipe, you might see instructions like cook for 5 minutes or open the box. These are classic examples of imperatives guiding you on what to do next. You'll find imperatives everywhere, on recipes, in activity books, instruction manuals, and many other places where clear, direct guidance is needed. So, understanding their key role in giving straightforward instructions helps us see how they fit into everyday communication, especially in instructional contexts. All right, now let's look at some examples to understand how imperative sentences work. On the left, we have sentences like, "You must make your bed," or "You should make a plan." These are statements that tell someone what they need to do, but they are in a normal sentence form. Now, on the right, we see the imperative instructions. These are direct commands such as "make your bed" or "make a plan." Notice how they're more direct and often have an exclamation point to show urgency or importance. The key point here is that imperative sentences give commands, make requests, or offer instructions. They usually start with a verb like make or repair, and don't include the subject, you, explicitly because it's understood. We can see the same pattern with "you must repair my car," turning into "repair my car." And "you should use 300 grams of magic powder," becoming "use 300 grams of magic powder." This exercise helps us understand how to convert regular sentences into imperative form, which is very useful when giving clear, direct instructions. Now, for practice, let's try rewriting some sentences into their imperative forms. Remember, focus on starting with the verb and making the command straightforward and clear. Thank you so much for your attention today. In conclusion, I want to emphasize the key points we've covered. First, understanding the core concepts is crucial for grasping the overall message. We've seen how these ideas connect and reinforce each other throughout the presentation. Remember, the main theme was about the importance of innovation and adaptability in today's environment. By applying these principles, we can better navigate challenges and seize opportunities. I hope you found this session insightful and inspiring. Thanks again for your time and engagement.